and welcome to the pre-show for not only Revolutionary Road but also Pushing Limits. I'm the Wildcard Tommy Dillon and I'm joined by the UKW Heavyweight Champion JPR.
Good evening everybody and welcome to the UKW Arena in Batley. We have a stats card as always.
Absolutely.
Which Tommy Dillon will break down for you in just a second. Go ahead, Tommy.
Right, well, for Pushing Limits we have got not only the Genesis Championship match, and that is not just a one-on-one like we thought it was going to be. No, that is a triple threat.
Triple threat.
Kason Riley has worked himself through a tournament.
Yep.
And we know you were very proud of him doing that, weren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, your protege. Yeah. Bishop bringing the gold after a successful title defense against Evan Knight this past Wednesday. And of course, Sebastian Mercer, who has 2 wins over a former Genesis champion and managed to get a bye straight into this match, given to him by Genesis GM Mustafa Khan.
Who are you picking tonight?
Oh, God, you know what? I have been against Mercer, and I have been against Bishop. And both of them have victories over me. I'm not going to hold that back. I faced Mercer last night, for God's sake, and he beat me. But, you know what? I've watched Kason really go at it for this title shot.
What is he now, 16-0?
Something like that, yeah. And I just can't believe that he's going to let this pass him by, so I got to go with Kason Riley.
You've got the momentum and you've got win after win after win. What that does for you as a competitor is it builds momentum, no pun included. The fans get to know you, the fans get to love you. Everybody loves a winner.
Yeah, and everybody loves Kason Riley.
Everybody loves Kason Riley. So at the end of the day, I've got to pick my boy. Yeah. I've got to pick my boy. I can't pick anybody else.
Okay, we're both taking on Kason Riley.
See what happens. Right, that's sorted.
That is, but also we've got the runner-up in the tournament, Young Horace. He's coming out here tonight. Without an opponent, he's throwing out the open challenge.
Now, I've got a huge problem with open challenges. Now, at the end of the day, the person facing Young Horace will know. I'm facing Young Horace. I can watch his tape. I can study Young Horace. I know how Young Horace wrestles.
That's it.
In regards to Young Horace, the actual opposite applies. This guy comes out, he might have never faced Young Horace before, I beg your pardon, his opponent before, and at the end of the day, how do you prepare for an open...
Exactly, it's going for the unexpected. It's a difficult challenge, but it's Young Horace. He's full of bravado. He really feels like he has to prove himself, so he throws out these challenges. But like you say, it's a tricky thing for him. This is not for his opponent, it's for him.
It's for him. It's for Young Horace. Definitely the opponent has the upper hand.
Absolutely.
I know I'm facing Young Horace.
Absolutely.
Young Horace is waiting for somebody's music to play out, somebody to come out the curtain and then say, oh snap, it's you.
And he's then got what, like 10 to 30 seconds to come up with a game plan?
He's got somebody's entrance to come up with a scheme, to come up with the schematics, to try and beat somebody. And at the end of the day, whoever Young Horace's opponent is has the advantage.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
No, I agree.
In my opinion. I might be wrong.
I agree. One is facing the unexpected. The other one has been waiting for this chance. And can go out there and take out Young Horace because he's studied him and he knows him.
Well,
I say he. It's an open challenge. It could be a woman.
It could be a woman. It could be anybody. That's why it's an open challenge. We don't know. Young Horace doesn't know. The person coming out does know. That's why the person coming out has the advantage. It's as simple as that.
Yes. Right, but after that, we've also got the grudge match to end all grudge matches.
Oh man.
Brett Sedgwick, High Flying Livewire versus Evan Knight.
Both of these guys have impressed me from the moments that they've both respectively stepped through that curtain.
Their athleticism is undeniable.
I mean, at the end of the day, Evan Knight, his attitude might be a bit suspect, but more often than not, the guy gets the job done.
Absolutely.
More often than not, the guy uses psychology, because that psychology to be on the verge of arrogant, to, at the end of the day, try and get into his opponent's heads.
Yeah, which he did recently.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks back when he faced Genesis champion Bishop.
Yeah.
Pinned him 1-2-3.
Yeah. You get in somebody's head, you start rattling them by giving them insults, by saying that they're inferior, X, Y, and Z. It gets to you at the end of the day. So,
At the same time, he's also just coming off a defeat from Bishop from this past Wednesday. when he could have become Genesis champion. So he's very much got that. He's always had a chip on his shoulder. But it's turned into a massive potato now.
I mean, it's raw. You know, that when you lose a championship opportunity, you know you're going to the back of the queue.
Yeah. And we know his issues with Brett Sedgwick.
Yeah.
Right. This is, like I said, this is a grudge match.
What he also knows about Brett Sedgwick is this: he knows that Brett Sedgwick's got a bad back.
Yeah, that's the thing. Brett has tried to fight through that injury, but it is clearly still bothering him.
So, you know, at the end of the day, when you know you've got a bullseye, when you know you've got a target, such as what Brett Sedgwick has got, at the end of the day, what you got to realise, Tommy, is this: your opponent knows that as well. My opponent tonight, Paul Hubris, knows that I fractured my ankle.
Yes,
in July. What did Seth Mercer go for me? He went for my ankle last week.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you know that you've got an injury, if you know that you've got a target, as I said, a bullseye on your back.
Yep, that's it.
That person's in regards to Evan Knight's going to try and focus and focus on that bad back of Brett Sedgwick. There's no two ways about it.
Exactly, Brett. I mean, Brett. I've always been impressed with him. I've trained with him. I know everything
he's awesome.
about him. He's an awesome athlete. But like you said, that target doesn't matter how much honour you've got in your heart. If somebody can target that and give it the right hit, it's over.
Absolutely.
So I'm afraid if we're picking winners there, I've got to go with Evan Knight.
Unfortunately, I think at the end of the day, when you, it's tough when you're not wrestling 100%.
Yeah.
It's tough when somebody knows. It's more tough, I beg your pardon, when you're wrestling and somebody knows the target about you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, you've got to almost wrestle. You've got to wrestle to your strengths.
Yeah.
But if somebody knows your weakness, it could be to your detriment.
It is tricky, yes.
So
yeah. But that is Pushing Limits 2, premiere event for Genesis, which you have all been watching on Wednesday nights, and I hope you've been enjoying it, because I've certainly been enjoying it, watching it from right up here. We're seeing the future of UK wrestling right there. But that's not the only show tonight.
No.
You're getting a three-fer tonight.
Yeah.
We have got Revolutionary Road and of course Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Why don't we start with Mayhem? Why don't we start with what we've got from Mayhem?
Wow. We've got the return of Rampage Brown.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
But one of the best wrestlers in Europe.
Of course. Yeah.
One of the best wrestlers
wrestled all over.
All over Europe. He's wrestled in FCW in the USA.
Yep.
At the end of the day, he's wrestled people such as Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. He's inspired people like Mustafa Khan.
Yeah, Mustafa Khan, and Rampage Brown, are very, very close friends. At the end of the day, this guy is absolutely phenomenal. There's no two ways about it. I've never seen, and this is weird coming from me, I've never seen such intensity in the wrestling ring. Until it comes to Rampage Brown. Rampage Brown, he's the most intense guy I've ever clapped eyes on.
You're right. He's
in the middle of the ring. Do you know what I mean? So to have him here, to have him in the UKW arena, back in Batley after a several year absence, is amazing. Who's his opponent, Tommy?
His opponent. Oh God. No, I'm gonna throw this one over to you.
Yeah,
you know him so well.
It's Rohan Raja. This guy's in WWE, NXT, UK. Yeah. He's he's a phenomenal talent, making his debut here in the UKW arena. Yeah. At the end of the day, this match between these two competitors is absolutely going to be huge. Now, let me break this one down for you.
Go ahead.
Rampage Brown coming back after several years' absence. At the end of the day, this crowd is definitely going to remember and know Rampage Brown. He's from Compton and Leeds.
Yep.
At the end of the day, this guy's, whoever's a wrestling fan will know, whether it's your first time here in UKW, whether you're a regular, you're going to know who you're going to know who both competitors are.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, if you're from Compton Leeds down round the corner, the place is going to blow.
Totally.
It's going to be absolutely huge.
Totally. As soon as they hear that entrance, that's going to be it.
It's and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Absolutely. This match is going to spark a fuse that is going to blow mayhem wide open.
I'm not just a wrestling competitor. I actually like wrestling. A lot of, you know, some wrestlers say, "Oh, I don't like watching wrestling." Well, I watch wrestling all the time, and I enjoy wrestling.
I've loved wrestling since I was 8 years old.
At the end of the day, to see these two competitors fight it out, it's going to be astronomical. There's no two ways about it.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you've got Rev Road as well.
Revolutionary Road. Where shall we start with that? Why don't we start with the champion?
I've never been as nervous as I have been tonight. You know,
that's saying something, considering who you faced this year.
I've wrestled Jonathan Sedgwick. I've wrestled Mustafa Khan. I've wrestled Cayman Carlisle. I've wrestled Cerebral Steve. I've wrestled Ian Creed against my will.
Yep.
Against my will. But I've never in my life wrestled a narcissist, somebody who threatens to hit women, an absolute scumbag, as Paul Hubris.
Yeah. Paul,
there's nothing he won't do to take the title. There's nothing he won't do.
Listen, when I stepped in the ring with him, that match ended, but I was completely knocked out because he got onto my head and just kept kneeing at it until I went limp.
And this is the fear. This is the fear I have. I said it in the ring 2 weeks ago. I said it in front of a crowd, in Batley, in front of a live audience on YouTube. The only way Paul Hubris is going to take the belt away from me is if he physically knocks me out. Does he have the credentials to do that? Absolutely. How am I going to stop him? Find out tonight.
Yep.
Find out tonight. Find out.
Well, good luck to you, champ.
I can't break down the secrets of.
Of course not. Why would you?
And there's other exponents as well in this match. There's other components. I beg your pardon. In this match, you got Shauna Reed. Shauna Reed at ringside. You've got the Armada. I mean, I fight fair and square, so I'm not going to have Cayman Carlisle by my side. No way. But
we saw what Shauna Reed was capable of when you were in the tag match with her last night.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, they are both very formidable characters. They're both very formidable wrestlers. At the end of the day, they'll stop at nothing, and I mean nothing, to win a match.
Yep.
So moving on to that, what we've got is a triple threat match. We've got a triple threat match between Cayman Carlisle, Cerebral Steve, and Shauna Reed for the UKW World Television.
It's now the World Television Championship because thanks to Shauna Reed, it has been traveling the world. It has been in the US of A for over a month now.
So what you've got there is you've got three very, very able competitors who, at the end of the day, in Cerebral Steve, one will kick your freaking head off.
Yeah.
Shauna Reed will do anything to win, and we both know how gritty, we both know how determined, we both know how committed Cayman Carlisle is.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's been here for how long now? 10, 11 years?
9 years, I believe it is.
9 years.
9 years now.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he's the first ever Grand Slam champion.
He is.
You can't knock that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He didn't get there by chance.
No, absolutely not.
He got there by determination, talent, and grit.
And temerity. And, at the end of the day, you've got, as I said, the champion doesn't have to be pinned.
Who is the champion?
Steve is the current champion.
Officially
Steve is the current champion, okay?
Yeah, but the company did recognise Shauna Reed as the interim champion over in America.
Well, I mean, if you're a thief and you can be known as an interim champion,
I never got that.
I hold the belt. Okay, cool. I go to America and defend it.
Company definitely trying to save face there, but
it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not here to to go into the schematics of that. But at the end of the day, that triple threat match is going to be insane.
Yeah.
The champion doesn't need to be pinned. All three of those people want that belt. Yeah. There's a desire.
Yeah. But more than anything, every single one of them is talented enough to be the champion. Yeah. So whoever's walking out of that ring, you know that person is undisputed World Television champion.
Absolutely. So that match is going to be the component of the champion doesn't need to be pinned. Yeah. I can't predict a winner for that.
Well, I've never faced Shauna Reed. I do know of her body of work and that.
Very gritty, very competitive.
I have faced both Cayman and Steve. Never actually beat either of them. So again, I'm on the fence for that one. I don't know who to.
I don't know who to pick for that one.
It's a tricky one.
It is.
It's not the only triple threat match tonight.
Go ahead. What else we got?
UKW Tag Team Champions. You have the challengers, which are the Persian Empire, represented by Joe Sedgwick and Johan Hunt, former champions. The Dogs of War, represented by Jacob Reed and Cliff Harrison, both former Genesis champions.
Correct.
And then you've got my favourite tag team, NRG, the UKW Tag Team Champions, Momentum and Hamza Mazoa.
With triple threat normal rules in a tag, things can work out very much in your favour.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is, and you don't really see it, I don't know if you can verify this for me. Can a tag partner tag a tag partner?
That is a tricky one.
And then you work as a 2-on-1. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. If anybody wants to answer that in the comments on YouTube, by all means, please do.
It's a tricky one because I know that the triple threat tag team division, the triple threat tag team stipulation has gone through many changes over the years, because at one point you had partners pinning each other and basically stealing the match.
Yeah.
Then we got the outlaw rule from that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. At the end of the day, if two people can be in the ring from the same team. If you want to answer that on the comments, by all means, please do.
Yeah.
I'd be very interested. If not, you've still got three very, very good people in the ring at any one time.
Again,
At the end of the day, these guys are very, very familiar with one another.
That's true, yes.
Very familiar.
But again, no champion's advantage.
No. At the end of the day, the champion does not need to be in the ring, or, as beg your pardon, does not need to be pinned for the titles to be changed. Now, the dimensions of it is this. At the end of the day, the Dogs of War and NRG might work together.
They might, yes.
Against the Empire. They might not. That match is going to be absolutely explosive. We've seen people from the Persian Empire put people from NRG through ladders.
Oh, God, yeah. And NRG came back from that to become the tag team champions.
It's incredible, the determination and the willpower that these guys have got.
Absolutely. That's why they're my favourite.
Yeah.
That's why I'm picking them.
I like their t-shirts as well. Go and buy one if you haven't bought one.
Like I say, even without a champion's advantage, I'm picking NRG in that match. I'll always pick NRG.
But the Dogs of War, any one of those three teams can win.
They could, yeah. But that's my pick. What about you? You had to pick.
If my life depended on it, Dogs of War.
Yeah, okay.
Dogs of War. Because the other two teams have held, or the current champions, the desire for the Dogs of War might be a little bit more conclusive. However, that's just my pick. I agree.
When you haven't had the title, the desire's
there.
Just builds and builds and builds.
builds.
I mean, you're a prime example of that.
Yeah.
I mean, how long were you chasing the World Heavyweight Championship until you actually got it?
At the end of the day, I've been wrestling in and out of the business for 10 years. But at the end of the day, my bullseye, so to speak, was to stop the Persian Empire having that belt. Yeah. Because that asserts dominance over the whole company.
It's funny how wanting to stop someone having the belt can be a real motivator, can't it?
Laser focused on Mustafa Khan not having that belt.
Of course.
And that celebration last year happened, and then obviously I faced Jonathan Sedgwick at Pick Your Poison last year, and then I won it again. But my laser focus was for the Persian Empire not to have that belt.
Exactly.
But your laser focus in regards to the Dogs of War,
Yeah. Well, the Dogs of War suffered a lot over the last month and a half after being betrayed by Sebastian Mercer.
Absolutely. All of those things will all have a burning desire.
Exactly. It can really motivate you.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else we got?
We have got the ultimate Titanic clash for the Around the Clock Championship. Former champion Chris Castle versus my former tag team partner, the Shiki Mania is running wild, brother.
Man,
Sheikh Maktoum.
What a treat Sheikh Maktoum has for you fans.
Sheikh Maktoum is a gift from the gods for the audience. They love him.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't make it to the UKW Arena tonight, please buy this pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Just to see what Sheikh Maktoum has in store for you, because at the end of the day, He's ready, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
He's ready.
He is. You should have seen him on Wednesday.
He's ready. And don't get me wrong. Let's not second guess Chris Castle. He's ready as well.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, the big stipulation in this match is if Sheikh Maktoum wins the match, he joins the Persian Empire. Now, we know Jonathan Sedgwick wants him in the Persian Empire. Chris Castle definitely does not want him in the Persian Empire. I get the feeling that Joe Sedgwick, Leonie Rose, and Johan Hunt, they're kind of on the fence.
Yeah,
it's like they find him amusing, but at the same time, they kind of want to take their team seriously. But then, of course, there's the big one, Mustafa Khan.
Yeah.
What does he want?
Well, it isn't explicitly said.
No, but in the end, I think really the reason that stipulation has been put in is because the Persian Empire wants gold. So either Chris Castle leaves with the gold back to Persian Empire, or Sheikh Maktoum joins the Persian Empire with the gold.
I mean, that's the question. If you've got all the gold, you've got all the dominance. If you've got all the dominance, you can assert yourself to be,
exactly
there. You assert yourself to be the top guys, the top girl. And at the end of the day, if they can claim a monopoly on all of the belts that they can,
absolutely, yes.
It just makes them more powerful, which is what we don't want to see.
No, we don't. But speaking of Persian Empire claiming a monopoly on the titles, we've also got the Women's Championship tonight.
We've got two very, very familiar opponents.
Yes.
In Kirsty Love.
Kirsty Love took the title from Leonie Rose when, was it Retribution, I believe?
Yes.
Yes, she cashed in the dream ticket. She took the Women's Championship, and Leonie Rose has been fuming ever since.
I mean, at the end of the day, at one point Leonie Rose had like an iron grip on the women's title, and she's almost unstoppable. She went for people left, right, and centre. People like Luna Rox.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Luna Rox is a phenomenal competitor in her own right.
Luna Rox is amazing.
Absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, Leonie Rose came up trumps against her. And at the end of the day, you've got two, phenomenal competitors in the ring going for the UK Women's Championship. And these guys are very, very, they know each other. They know each other a lot. So at the end of the day,
they've studied each other as well.
That's the thing. So at the end of the day, what you've got there is, two people who know each other's moves, know each other's mannerisms. It's like wrestling your younger brother.
Yeah.
You've almost grown up with them for your whole life, and at the end of the day, now there's a belt on the line, and it comes down to this. It comes down to the desire. It comes down to how bad
you want it.
Yeah, either of those competitors want the belt, because at the end of the day, to pick a winner there again is tough.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think the main point of this match that is really going to be the decider is who can give the most intensity.
Absolutely.
Because
who can spring a surprise.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. Leonie Rose is full of surprises. We know that. Kirsty Love is nuts. There's no other way of putting it. She's nuts, and we all love her for it. We all love her for it. She's
herself.
She's willing to take anything in that ring, and she will come back fighting.
Yeah.
I have seen it up close and personal. I have tagged with her.
Yeah, I've tagged with
places, and she is phenomenal with just how much energy she has, how much fire she has in her. And again, it's another situation. I want to say Kirsty Love because I've got so much love for her, just like everyone here has.
You can never count out Leonie Rose.
Yeah, that's the thing. Leonie Rose is always she is, if you'll pardon the expression, a wild card in her own sense, because she could give anything in that match. All it takes is 3 seconds.
The thing is, at the end of the day, Tommy, what you've got is Leonie, constantly tries new things.
Yeah.
You've got Kirsty who constantly try new things. They'll try new things against each other. As you said, all it takes is 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all it takes.
It is.
And whilst we're speaking to you live here at the UKW Arena in Batley, this crowd is starting to fill out.
Yeah, this is
which gives me great
crowd.
enjoyment, because the more people and the more noise, the more.
These walls are going to shake.
Yeah,
with,
we like. We like the more. It's not just me though, is it? The more we all like to perform.
Of course, yes.
We'll bring out the big moves. We'll bring out the crazy stuff.
Of course.
And you know, it's just it's nice to see.
Yeah. But there's one more match on Revolutionary Road that we haven't spoken about yet, and
It's two, isn't it?
well, the one I was talking about was the one that's quite close to me,
Yep, go on.
which is Big Duncan
Yep.
versus Rex Savage.
Okay.
I have been unwillingly brought into the middle of that.
Explain yourself.
Big Duncan and Rex Savage were supposed to face each other back at Pick Your Poison.
Correct.
Of course, it didn't happen because Big Duncan unfortunately suffered a knee injury.
Correct.
Yes. Now he's been waiting for so long for Rex to come back. On the
Correct.
very last episode of Showdown before the new year, he wanted Rex. Rex was meant to be my tag team partner that night, and he didn't show up. Now when we came back, Duncan was still asking for that match, still asking for Rex. I told him, don't bother with it. And then he got in my face, and me and Duncan, we had plenty to argue about. We had plenty to argue about. But the thing was, he wanted Rex, and he still wanted Rex. And Rex, as I say, wasn't there for me. So this is why it's kind of personal on my level. But Duncan, he wants this match against the Alpha Predator. He wants to prove that he is the top man, that he stands for these people, while Rex only shows up for a paycheck. Now, can you call yourself the Alpha Predator when you do that? Well, Duncan's going to look to prove that tonight. But Rex is an undeniable force in that ring, and it's something Duncan has never, ever seen before. So what's your take on that, Champ?
It's an absolutely huge match, and to try and call it when you've got, you know, Duncan, who, let's face it, is the biggest guy in UKW, and Rex Savage, who, you know, I've seen stuff even backstage, let alone in the ring, where he's picking people up for fun.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And pressing them.
and yeah, and all of that.
I've seen him do curls with guys.
All of that, and it's like, wow, this guy is strong, like unheard of.
He's an unbelievable force of nature.
So, but the thing is, Duncan, I'll break this down ever so slightly for you. Duncan's here every week.
Yeah, he is.
He's wrestling every week. He's got match sharpness. Rex Savage comes here once a month. Might be lacking with his knife, so to speak, in regards to match sharpness.
Yeah.
That might be the only difference.
It might be.
That might be the only difference.
Yeah, that is the thing. Rex is a brute force of nature.
Yeah.
That will come at you like a hurricane.
Yeah.
But now, if Duncan himself is again a force of nature himself, he's huge, he's strong.
Yeah.
And if he can out wrestle Rex, if he can turn it into a wrestling match, not just about brute strength, he'll have it.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. He will have it. But it's a question of Duncan's got Rex in his head.
Yeah.
Can he get control of
It's
that?
psychological, isn't it? That's part of the game, that's part of the battle. It's been psychological.
We've just got a few minutes to talk about the last match we were
Go ahead.
Mustafa Khan, Jonathan Sedgwick against the Brotherhood. The firing squad has been trying to take over this place and kick out the old guard, which is the Persian Empire. Now the top dogs of the Persian Empire are going to go against the hired guns, which are the Brotherhood, Uther and Flaming Damon Crow.
Now these guys attacked me at the end of December Bash in regards to the firing squad.
Yeah.
They're trying to take out anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is going to sound strange for me to say it, but I hope the Persian Empire kick their ass.
Yeah. Now we will be right back with Pushing Limits 2. Myself, the Wildcard Tommy Dillon, UKW Heavyweight Champion, the loudest man in wrestling, JPR. We will see you soon.